All right, you ready, Kelsey?
Nope.
You ready, Marcus?
No.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sound advice.
Howdy, guys. This is Sound Advice, the podcast where we talk about advice and we try to act like we know what we're talking about.
Woo!
Let's go.
This week we're talking about stuff. I'm Kelsey.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Kirsten. So, for our first segment we're going to talk about today is our pet peeves.
Whoop, whoop.
So, we all have pet peeves. Everyone, you have to admit it, you have pet peeves. So, what are some of your guys' pet peeves? Also, though, as to tie in some advice, what do you do to, not be annoyed?
Kill people.
Okay.
Just take some lives. Well, okay, my pet peeve definitely is people who are purposely annoying.
Okay.
That's very broad.
I mean, seriously, like people who just like are purposefully annoying, trying to, I don't know. I really don't know why people do it, but I mean, I know so many people who do it in my hometown, especially on Snapchat. So like you get on Snapchat and people are out there just being ratchet, and it's just something that just turns me completely off. I'm not trying to see it. I'm not about it.
But what specifically do they do?
I don't know. Like they'll let's see. They might just talk really annoying. They'll be like, I can't even describe it. I can't do it. But it's something that I hate. I hate it so much. Just people being just really annoying on purpose, as if people like to see it. I don't know.
That's a lot of people, though.
It's just ratchetry, man, and I'm not about it.
That's so broad, though.
It is.
Also, most
I
people...
hate everybody.
Me too, though. Shout out.
All right, let's try. All right, maybe this will help you out. Okay, so one of my pet peeves is people that chew loudly.
True.
Obviously, I don't think most people are doing this on purpose to be annoying, but it's annoying.
I feel like some people have to be self-aware, though. Like, they know they're chomping whatever they're eating. Like, they need to stop.
Maybe it gives them satisfaction.
I don't know, but it literally drives me crazy. Like, it's hard to say something to them, because what if that's actually just how they chew? But
you can chew with your mouth closed. And,
but
like,
we have the ability.
Well, but some people just don't learn how or something. I don't know, because literally... I can't do it.
I feel like their parents don't raise each other. Not raise each other. Their parents don't raise them correctly.
Honestly, I kind of agree. Like, I just I can hear people from far away loudly chewing.
Yeah,
and I don't understand why.
I mean, it's really not the sound of the chewing that really gets to me. It's more of the just the visual.
What?
Like, because like seeing food being chewed is like
That's
really
nasty.
disgusting. Like, I mean, the food looks good going in, but once it's actually chewed up and stuff, it looks really gross, and I'm not trying to see it. So
I mean, you're right.
True, but even the noise is annoying. Like, if somebody is sitting, like, even right beside me, like, sitting on a couch or something, and they're just, like, smacking away, I'm like, why are you doing this?
Literally, I can't focus on anything else either.
Yeah.
Like, it ruins that time.
And
Yeah.
today in class, like, kind of on the similar note, like, somebody was, like, clicking their pen over and over, and I know I do that, but, like, the noise was driving me crazy, so I feel like it's kind of along the same lines. Like, just irritating noises. I hate it.
I be doing that sometimes too, just because it's I don't know, maybe it's a kinesthetic thing.
It's like stress relief almost.
See, I do it, but then after a little bit, I realize that it might be annoying to others, and I stop.
Yeah, and if somebody's around me, I'm not going to be, like, making all this noise. Like, it's
Yeah,
manners.
Yeah.
And especially at the loud chewing, like you said, though, like, I don't understand how you don't realize you're doing that.
Yep.
Maybe it's because the people I'm around, they're like listening to Netflix or something and doing it, so they can't hear it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so advice on how to get rid of this. Maybe we should, you record the person, and then you
Post it on Facebook, just expose them.
no.
Look at this loser.
You make them listen to it. You're like, hey, look at this new song I have, and then you give them your headphones, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you play the sound of them chewing.
Oh that's savagery.
That would not be good.
That is savagery.
I would, like, cry if somebody did that to me, like, oh,
Hey,
am I this
check out
annoying?
this new hit. Just hear him chewing on
Some
some
chewing.
food.
Yeah, but that's hilarious.
No, that's terrible.
That's savage.
That's very upsetting.
Bad advice, but
But maybe, like, address it. Be like, hey, can you stop? Can
Yeah,
you?
I guess the
But what
best
if you,
thing
like-
would be to like. I think it's like to do it when they're somewhere alone. Just you and them, and just being like, "Hey, I mean, that's kind of annoying. Can you?" It's kind of more. Don't say annoying. Say more like distracting. Yeah, that's kind of distracting.
True.
Like, can you kind of
gentle.
tone that down?
But also,
Completely.
this is kind of different, but I feel like I hate one of my pet peeves is when you really nicely ask someone to stop doing something and then they just get really offended by it.
True.
And they act like you personally attack them.
A lot of people do that. And that's not
Like,
okay.
hey, can you please stop chewing so loud?
It's my American right as an American citizen. I'm in America. I'm going to chew as loud as I want.
That's exactly what happens.
Although I feel like taking criticism can be hard, but like if it's something that you're doing, like you should accept, like, hey, I'm maybe being annoying to this person, I should stop.
Yeah, and like I said, like, if I don't know, if you should somehow become aware of it. I feel like eventually, and then be like, whoa, I should stop doing that.
Yeah, if somebody calls you out for something, like regardless of what it is, like you can just
Call them out.
Yo, but when it comes to like chewing, especially when you're like listening to podcasts or watching videos or something like that, I mean, it can get out of hand. Like, I know when you go to, like, for example, public libraries, right? If you go to a public library, you might see somebody who's, like, watching anime or something. And this is, like, happens for a lot of people who watch anime for some reason. But, like, they're watching anime and they're eating something or something like that. And then, like, they're just chewing so loudly or they're breathing so heavily.
Oh, I hate
and, like,
people
they don't
breathing.
even realize it because, you know, they're just so tuned into whatever
I love that you picked anime.
they're watching, you know? It's just something that's, like, really popular, man. People be all over the anime and just breathing real heavy, you know, just...
Stop.
they just breathe it real heavy while watching whatever. It's just really, I guess, the videos that they're watching is just really distracting for them, so they don't even realize that they're making this disturbance.
True. See, one of my pet peeves is when people are watching stuff like that, but they don't have headphones on. Like, if you're just, like, playing something out loud and there's, like, people around you either trying to do something like study or work, and they don't have their headphones on and the noise is coming everywhere, you don't want to hear that.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is my roommate. All of this is my roommate at the same time.
Yo, Kelsey was looking angry. She had that anger face.
Literally,
It's so
she
obnoxious.
listens to Netflix so loud I can hear it from my room, but then also chews loud at the same time.
Wait, does she watch Netflix, like, in the living room, or?
Yes.
Okay.
On her computer without
on
headphones.
her laptop. Okay, I thought you meant on, like, a TV or something.
And I feel like she's trying to... I don't know what she's trying to do, actually, but...
She wants you to come down and watch it with her.
Nope.
Around her laptop. Like,
No, it's not that. It's just disrespect.
Yeah, for some reason I feel like TV's like more acceptable. Like if the
Yeah.
TV's on, okay. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're on like a personal device and you're watching something that you personally are watching alone, like just plug in headphones. Especially like in the library, like you said, like people are always in the library and for some reason they don't plug their headphones in. And it's like, this is a quiet place. It's a library. That's like the definition of library. But people don't plug them in.
Or people are weird. Like, they'll walk around campus and just be listening to music out
Yes,
loud.
walking
I'm like,
along.
no one wants... I don't understand. They think they're cool and like, oh, check out what I'm listening today.
Mhm.
Hey.
Oh, God, does Marcus do that?
Now, I did that a couple times, and that's only because, like, my headphones broke, and I was really trying to hear this song. But, like, I try not to
If
do it
you're
when there's, like, a lot of
boarding-
people around.
If you're boarding, I think that if...
I mean, like,
It's,
when
like,
I'm
fast
boarding, I'll
enough
have
that it doesn't
headphones.
bother
Like,
people.
I'll have headphones.
No, but I
usually.
mean, if it was in your I don't know what your situation was, but if you were boarding by and there was music, to me that doesn't bother me because like Jimmy John's people do that on their bikes.
Yeah, they just kind of fly past. You
'Cause-
hear the
and they
music for
can't-
a little bit. It's like a siren. It's just there and it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're like on the bus next to me or like Kelsey said, just sitting around me, like I don't want to hear your music.
Oh my gosh, that was like me in middle school.
Ugh.
I mean, not me personally, but that's what my experience was in middle school. Everybody on the bus
Yeah.
to and from school was blasting music in the back seats of the bus. And the bus was also playing music. So it was just complete mayhem every day. I couldn't take it, man. I really couldn't take it.
See, Kirsten was not a bus kid, and like, I don't know, she's missed out on such a weird culture. But buses were so loud. There was always stuff being played. There was always stuff like, just everything.
There's always stuff being played, always kids making out, always just ratchetry
I mean,
everywhere.
it was scary.
I'm glad I missed that though.
You're lucky, but you've not experienced.
I would be
the real world.
Nah, I would be so mad. I feel if I experienced anything like
It
that.
was interesting though. But also, I gotta call Marcus out. Another one of my pet peeves is when people don't take off their headphones. And Marcus, you put your headphones in 24/7. You're always playing something, and people will
Always.
be like talking to you, and you have them in, and it's like, Marcus, what are you doing? Take them out.
Okay, actually, the other day, Marcus, I saw you and I called your name like 3 times really loud, and you didn't hear me, and it was so embarrassing. I just kept walking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I've done that before too, but I was just like, I can't try anymore.
Nah, for real, it's the truth. It's the truth. Like, I'll have my headphones in like 24/7, and that actually is like has put detriment on my life. Like, it really
Then
has.
stop doing it.
I mean, I don't do it as well. At least I shouldn't.
See,
say
The
that.
second we end the podcast, Marcus puts his headphones in. We're still talking, but he's like zoned out with this.
Or like,
music
I'll
on.
have my headphones in, but I might not be playing music.
Nope.
They'll just be in, and then
No,
I'm ready to
kinda,
play music.
I kind of get Marcus because I always
Nope.
like if I'm about to walk somewhere, I put them in, and then maybe I don't play anything, but I'm like ready to walk.
But
Yeah.
if you're with people, like take them out.
Nah, I don't do that sometimes.
Like,
Because if I'm talking to them, they know I'm not playing anything. It's just It's just
Yeah.
something
I
I
don't
don't
know
want to
with
take them in and
Marcus.
out.
I get that, but like, no, Marcus just does it all the time, and he's always playing something.
Usually playing something.
Yeah.
Always.
90%.
Nope.
He's always
You're
jamming
my
out.
exception, Kelsey. I'll give you that 10%. That's when I'm not.
You're always wearing headphones.
If she's calling you out, I don't know if she's the exception.
Yo,
True.
but for real though, like on the real, like it actually has like made my life worse. Only because like my ears will start ringing eventually.
Oh my
And it's
God.
like, I mean, yeah, it's not great. I should
never heard that.
probably stop.
You're gonna
But
be
like
deaf.
sometimes like I'll feel like my ears are like vibrating just from like so much bass in my headphones and stuff. So that's why I kind of need to stop. Yeah. Yeah.
So our advice is, you know, we all love music and stuff, but if you are talking to other people, make sure you. I kind of agree though. Like, maybe I'm too lazy to take my headphones out, but I could see how that looks to other people. So make
yeah, I
sure,
can see how that looks disrespectful.
Rude.
yeah,
I
make
can see how it
sure
looks disrespectful.
they know you're listening and like look at them and, you know, even if you're playing a song low, I feel like that's rude because like you can't really tune into them 100%. But that also reminds me of a pet peeve of just people like being on their phone when they're talking to you.
True.
Like literally just staring at their phone while they're talking. Like I get if you're finishing a message or something, but if you're scrolling through Twitter, you can go back to it any other time. Like I feel like it's so rude to just
Yo, thank you.
keep going.
I mean, I didn't even think about this, but this definitely like makes me upset. Just because like, especially when I'm trying to take somebody on a date, right? Like I'm going on a date. This has happened several times. Maybe just because, you know, I'm too intimidating, you know, too handsome.
Uh-huh.
But but like for real, like I'll take somebody on a date or something, and they're just always on their phone. And like I understand, like, I mean, it's the stimulation. Like, you know, people are always getting stimulated by their phones, so like it becomes almost addictive. So you know, if there's ever a time where you kind of feel bored or you kind of feel, you know, you just want stimulation, you just get on your phone and do something. But still, like that's just
No, a date is that's
it's
pretty
just not
that's
respectful.
bad.
Like it's just not respectful, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, I think a date is bad, but for me, this one doesn't really bother me as much because, like, I don't know. I think it's the day and age that we just live in. Like, people are always on their phones. And, like, if they completely tune you out, like, that's probably kind of an issue. But I feel like most people tend to, like, be able to look at their phone and still, like, you know, be in the conversation.
But
yeah,
I
they'll
feel
pop
like
in when they have something to say.
you
I
literally
guess.
have all day, every day to be on your phone. Like, why do you have to be it when you're also talking to me? I just think, like, it's not like our conversation's going on for a long time usually. So, I don't know. I just feel like, again, if you're sending a message and you don't want to lose your train of thought, I totally understand that because I've done that. But, like, if you're literally just on social media while I'm talking to you, it shows me that you don't care really what I'm saying. And, like, these other people's messages are more important.
Yeah, it depends how long they're, like, on their phone and what they're doing. But I guess.
You know, like you are you're talking to them and then they're taking a Snapchat and they don't include you in the Snapchat. That's just rude.
That's you always, though, Marcus.
That's just rude. Just rude.
That's also very specific. I've
Wait,
never...
that's me?
Yeah.
I never take Snapchats.
You snap constantly.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what
That's
you're
a
snapping,
lie.
but I don't know.
That's a lie. I'm snapping
Fight.
But also, this reminds me of another thing, like, not only just phones when in a conversation, but, like, one of my pet peeves is when you're, like, showing somebody something that you, like, really like and you want them to enjoy it, but they completely, like, tune it out. They're on their phone the whole time. They, like, don't pay attention to what you're showing them. Like, I hate that. That's, like, the worst.
But see, that's the same thing for me. If I'm talking or showing you something, you should not be on your phone.
Well, showing you something, yeah. But I don't know, talking, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not saying anything important ever.
Well, that's a personal issue.
I feel you. I feel you.
But just in general, like, somebody who doesn't appreciate what you're showing them, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, every time I try to show somebody some memes, it's just it's not a good time.
Well, memes is different. Like, if you're showing somebody, like, a movie that you really like, and they're, like, spending 2 hours not looking at the screen, it's like, okay,
Oh,
why
well,
am I here?
Yeah,
I didn't
like
see. I thought you meant
disturbing.
like on your phone. I
No,
didn't think. Okay,
Because I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I hate when people
Kelsey.
show me stuff on their
that's
phone.
what I was
one of my
like.
pet
I
peeves.
don't like when people do that.
Me neither.
Yeah, if watching a movie, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's
or
what I
like you both decide to watch a show together, then
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is a waste of time for me. I could watch this alone.
Definitely. That's what I meant.
But yeah, half the time people want to show me stuff. I'm like, I don't want to watch. I don't want to look at this.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve. I'm like, stop showing me dumb things.
Literally, it's a pet peeve of like, please stop showing me these pictures you think are funny.
Literally. Kind of calling out
This
Marcus.
is like
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's me.
No,
That's
I
me.
wasn't even thinking of Marcus, but
But
you do
I
that
was
too.
thinking of Marcus.
I mean, some of your stuff.
You just gotta
Tone it down.
You gotta tune into what your friends like. Like, I feel like that's almost not selfish, but it's like, you know, your friend doesn't think that's funny. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Your humor is not the same, and you've known this over the years.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I take full responsibility.
I feel like Marcus just doesn't know what to say, so he's like, look.
That's true.
I mean, it's true. Like, wait, what?
Like, you don't know what to say, or in the conversation, you're just like, hey, look at this.
If
on my
there's a
phone.
silence, you get like
Antsy.
nervous. Yeah.
I do?
Yes.
How?
Watch.
This is great content, guys. But no, you definitely do that, Marcus.
Now he's going to be quiet.
That's
All right.
a lie.
But we're being kind of mean on this. I feel like we should tie an advice to it.
But I think this is advice in action, though. Like, we're addressing the situation. Like, Marcus, stop.
We're-
This is like a roast.
Our listeners have said we attack Marcus a lot. I think we need to tone it down.
Have they?
Really? Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Don't take his side.
No.
You guys can donate www.feedmarcus.com for
Feed
real.
Marcus.
Someone was like, you've roasted Marcus in like twice already, and I've barely listened to it. I'm like, oh.
Yo,
This is the roast Marcus.
whoever that
podcast.
is, hey, I love you. I love you, man or woman. Hey, you my dog.
All right, let's keep going. So, do you have any, Marcus? Do you have any specific ones, or I have more? Or I don't know if you have any more.
I mean,
Specific
you really
ones.
called out one of the big ones with, I guess, using your phone or something, like when I'm trying to talk to you,
Mhm.
and then just people being really annoying on purpose. Like,
All right.
it's kind of general, but like,
Marcus.
it's like one thing to be annoying on accident, but then it's another thing to be annoying on purpose. Like,
See,
you know you're being annoying and you're doing it on purpose.
and this what ties in for me is when people just talk really loudly in class, especially like to each other when the teacher's talking. Like, that's being annoying on purpose.
That's true.
Like, if the teacher's talking, I don't care how old you are, or if you're in college or whatever. They're up in the front, you're not up in the front. I feel like I hate when people just try and have conversations the whole time. Like, I feel like that's so rude, and it also really distracts from, like, everyone starts looking at them because they're so distracted.
Yep.
Also, this just reminds me, there's this one kid in my class who's just very loud, and every time he answers a question from the teacher, he like yells it, and it actually like gives me a headache sometimes.
A headache.
Like, why do you have to yell? Just say it.
Yeah.
Stop talking so loudly.
That's true, though. There's a lot of loud kids, and, like, again, kind of what Marcus was saying, like, annoying people just being annoying for the sake of being annoying. Like, there's so many kids in classes who will, like, just shout stuff, like, either
Oh
to the
my God.
professor or, like, to their friends, and it's like, you think you're being funny, but nobody's laughing.
Literally.
Like, take a hint.
Yeah, it's like hecklers with comedians.
Yes.
You know, it's like they think they're being clever or something like that, but it's just annoying.
And they get
Yes.
kicked out. So that should happen
Yep.
in classrooms.
Mhm.
Yo, kick people out just like they kick out hecklers. That'd be
I
lit.
would do that if I was a
I
teacher.
do too. I feel like
Kick out
high school
students.
teachers do that. They're like, get out of my room.
Yeah, they actually do that. Yeah, they definitely do that.
I haven't seen professors do it, though.
But I mean, they should, because we're all like adults here.
I mean, the professor's like, whatever, you know. But the teacher's like, I don't get paid enough for this. Get out of my class.
You're right.
All right, well, okay. I think we should tie this up with just a word of advice, right? So we should say something like, so if you fall into any of those categories, shape up, shape up.
Tell it to
Right?
yourself, Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, you wrong. Shape up.
Watch what you're doing.
But also, if you're annoyed by these people, like, maybe try to chill out.
Yeah,
Kelsey
just
was
relax
like-
a little
Advising
bit.
myself.
Kelsey was like angry.
I hate all these people, but chill out.
Yo, Kelsey, she had the angry face, man, for real.
You know, it's bad.
All right.
All right, so let's hit the second segment. So the second segment is called Hypothetically Speaking.
Is it a new segment, Marcus?
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Why, thank you, Kelsey. It sure is a new segment. It's one of our newest. I mean, I guess we'd say it is the newest,
It
right?
It's the
it is.
newest segment. Yes.
It's the newest since, it's the latest. Hypothetically
It's fresh.
speaking. And so what we're going to do with this segment is pretty much just talk about hypotheticals. So anything that might or might not have happened, but could have happened, and give our personal intake on that.
And really quick, the reason we're doing this is because a lot of stuff has not happened to us, obviously. And we're not going to say we're experts on giving advice, but maybe just give advice on what our friends have experienced or stuff we've read online or something like that. So, like, I feel like I think we can all agree we don't have to be through the exact situation to have advice on it.
Mhm.
Maybe just a different perspective of it. So that's
Yeah.
what this is for.
And it might happen to you. So here we are.
All right, go ahead, Marcus.
All right, so our hypothetical for this this podcast is you being cheated on. Oh yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
So imagine this. So you're out having a good time with your buddies. You know, you're out, I guess, bowling That's fun,
Bowling.
right? You're bowling.
Definitely.
You're bowling,
It's a
and
good hypothetical.
and then out of nowhere, one of your other good friends who just isn't with you, texts you and sends you a picture of your man or woman at a different place, and he or she is holding hands with another person. What you gonna do?
All right, so your boyfriend's not with you, and what? I'm assuming he has an excuse, like why he didn't come or something.
Yeah, he probably. Let's say he told you he was gonna go study.
Well, that makes it different if he's lying about it.
Well, yeah.
Okay, let's give two hypotheticals then. We'll have one
He just
where
wasn't invited.
where he just doesn't tell you what's happening and you just don't know, and then another one where he tells you he's doing something but he's actually not.
Dang.
So let's start with I guess the one that might be a little less harsh. Let's start with the one where he just is doing it and doesn't really tell you, so you don't know.
True.
Okay. All right. So what would you say? What would you do first off? Like your friend sends you the picture, and then you just see this dude who is your man holding hands with this girl. I mean, would you call him? Like, would you just start calling him? I mean, what would you do?
I think I would immediately call them.
Really?
Because I feel like in that situation, like I would not be able to focus on anything else.
Would you like confront him like immediately? Be like, yo, I know what you're
Oh,
doing.
yeah, for
or
sure.
would you be like, hey, what's going
No,
on?
no,
What
no.
are you doing right now?
I feel like I'd confront them immediately because I'd be mad. Like, and I feel like in that moment you'd be like so angry. At least for me.
I think I'd want to kind of sneak up on him. You know?
Me too.
Yeah.
Nah,
Be like,
but
hey, what you doing, buddy?
Right.
What
I
you
feel
up
like
to?
in that
You home?
moment, like you would be too angry to plan out something like that.
But I also feel like holding hands can kind of be ambiguous a little bit. Like I would kind of just be like, maybe like even just send the picture and be like, hey, what is this? And like, obviously he can come up with like a good lie or something, but I don't know, just give the person a chance to.
She's
like,
a hand model. I
explain
had to
it.
touch her hand.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean,
I would like tell them, be like, hey, what is this? And like at least give them a chance to explain. And if it doesn't like fit what you want, then just be like, bye, sucker.
I mean, I
But-
know some guys can be like touchy feely. Well, guys, when I say guys, I mean anybody. I know people can be touchy feely, and some people more than others. Like I know this one guy, he's like, he likes to touch you. Like so, when I'm talking to him, like he's always like got either an arm around me or like patting my back, or he's just doing something while we're talking. So like I can see why some people would be like kind of touchy feely. But I mean, you should know your spouse, right? So you should know your significant other and if they're like that or not.
I would also question the friend who's sending it though. Like, first of all, how close of a friend is this? Like, is it a good friend? What if they're trying to sabotage you?
Yeah. What if
What if-
it's actually their hand?
True. It's like
They're
from their
reaching out.
perspective, yeah. But I would be like, I would ask them to explain also, and just be like, hey, what did you see? What is this? Like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you? Give me the deets.
So that'll be quite the situation though.
I don't know. I feel like you guys going too easy.
It went too easy.
See, it's a different thing if it's the other scenario where like he told you he was going to study or something, and then like he's out and he's holding.
But
hands
I'd
with
still be
somebody.
mad that he's out and he didn't tell me. Like, hey, I'm going out for the night. Or
in general.
yeah, like if your friend is with him, like why didn't neither of them tell you? You know?
But what if the friend just like saw them in public?
Yeah, it's just like a coincidence that they
See,
that
but
they
that's
met up.
weird if your boyfriend is like.
Because like I definitely would not, if I was a cheater, like I would definitely not bring my girl somewhere where I know your friend is. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but
that'd
what
be totally coincidental.
if your boyfriend is out somewhere and like you said oh, I'm going bowling, and he said he didn't like respond or say anything. That's suspicious.
I mean, I wouldn't expect them to like always give me tabs of where they are.
Well, I
though.
know, but like if it's out at night and you're doing something, it's like common thing to be like, oh, I'm doing this. That's just a common thing.
Maybe in your relationship.
I mean, most people say where they are. Like,
I guess.
even your friend group, like you kind of know what your friends are doing most of the time.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, like personally, like I'm really open with my relationships, so like, I mean, I wouldn't really care where she was, or like she could say, hey, like I'm gonna hang out with this person, I'm gonna be over here. I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, I mean, if you don't tell me, I mean, I really don't care, as long as you like aren't cheating. But like she's not gonna say, hey, I'm cheating on you, so it's like, what am I supposed to do about that?
But also think about it. You had no clue like where they were, and then you see that picture. Because
Yeah.
at least if they're lying, you're like, okay, this is obviously something more. But then it's more confusing.
For me, like, I think what you're kind of discussing is like the fact that they're out and they didn't tell you. But like, say they didn't tell you where they were, but like by himself, like the guy was like out getting pizza for himself, like, and then somebody like snapped a picture of him, like I wouldn't care. But the fact that he's with somebody obviously makes it different. But I think it's along the same lines.
Oh
like,
no,
Ooh, or
I totally agree. It matters where he is. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
not like, oh, I'm getting food, you know, but like, oh, I'm going out with friends. I think is different.
Yeah, why don't we switch it up, right? Let's say he says, "Yo, I'm gonna go get some food," and that's exactly what he does. But he just happens to bring his girl with him, or his
Oh my
side
God.
girl. You
That's
know?
terrible.
So like, you know, he didn't lie. He didn't say, "Hey, you know, I'm getting food," and he didn't. I mean, he's eating
True.
something. He's eating some pizza or something.
with somebody.
Yeah, just with somebody.
I don't know. I'd be very confused.
And then your friend just so happens to like the same food and is in there at the same time, and then just snaps the picture. Blow.
And they are happening to hold hands because that's weird.
That is weird.
I don't know. I feel like you guys you're trying to be like civil, and
I mean, I'd be very
Even?
angry. Like I'd be upset.
because I feel like if you actually saw a picture of your significant other holding someone else's hand,
That's true.
you'd be just mad. Like you can go about it civilly, but I think your first reaction, at least mine, would be anger.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But again, you said you guys would like.
Like,
So
I would be
how
mad.
would you approach him? You said.
Yeah, like this is what I would do, right? I would like call her, right? I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing?" You know, be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, and I'm just like, I know that whatever she says is gonna be a lie, so I just want to hear if she's gonna lie to
True.
me. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
So,
That's
like,
what I would do.
I was like, yo, trying to hear what she's gonna say. Like, oh, I'm doing this. Be like, oh, okay, who you hanging out with? You know.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
No
oh,
one.
I'm by myself. You know.
Yeah, I would
Be
try to
like,
get like
yeah, stop lying, girl. It's
yeah,
over.
I would get like the receipts and then I would expose them and be like, bye.
Yeah, I'd be like, hanging out by yourself. I'll send her the pic.
That's true. You could see, you could test your relationship because what if they say, "Oh, I'm with Jackie,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Okay, maybe this isn't what it looks like."
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
true.
like if the guy's gonna be like, yo, I'm with this chick, and then you'd be like, oh, I mean, if he would say that, then like I don't see why he would be doing something.
Well, then
that's
I'd be like,
worth
"What's
suspicion.
this picture?"
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't outright just like point your finger at somebody and be like, hey, this is what you were doing. I know exactly what you were doing. Like, don't make straight assumptions. Even like if you are offended, just be like, try to, figure out the whole situation. Like, try to get them to admit like they're lying or something.
Yeah, catch him in a lie, and
Yeah.
it's over.
But that's petty too. That's still assuming it's bad. I feel.
But it's like they wouldn't lie if they had nothing to lie about, you know? Like if they're just doing something that's like, not a big deal, then like I don't see no reason to lie about it. Which is why like I try to keep my relationships open, because it's like if I was to be like really like, what are you doing? Who's this? Who's that? Then like I could see them wanting to lie because they'd say, hey, even if I'm hanging out with a friend, like you're gonna get mad at me, so you're gonna get on me about it. Which is why I want to be like, yo, you're just having fun, do what you want. I don't really care. And then even at that point, if you want to lie to me, then it's like obviously you're doing something wrong. Because like I wouldn't care if you're hanging out with just a friend,
True. I don't know. But also in the situation, like, I have a story from high school where, like, I was kind of the friend in the situation where, like, I thought I saw my friend's boyfriend holding hands with another girl, and it turns out it wasn't even him, and I realized that quickly, but I went to tell my friend, I was like, oh, hi, I thought I saw your boyfriend, like, holding hands, but it wasn't them. But the girl, my friend, she was like, oh, well, I'm glad you told me, or would have told me, because I once told my friend that I saw her boyfriend cheating, and she got mad at me, which I think is very interesting. Like, if your friend's trying to, like, be like...
Wait, she got mad at her friend for telling her that?
Yeah, because...
I guess ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, is that why?
I guess it's like, it was like, her friend thought, like, she was jealous of her in her relationship, so she wanted to destroy it by saying, like, hey, your boyfriend's cheating. Because I guess she didn't have, like, solid proof. Like, it was just word of mouth. So it was very interesting.
Well, that's different though. If it wasn't true, obviously you'd be mad at your friend for saying that.
I mean, it was true in that case.
Okay,
Like, yeah.
okay.
So did the girl, I guess...
It's confusing because I didn't use names. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
she,
yeah.
he.
No.
Okay, so let's say the girl who had the boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
So did she end up breaking up with the boyfriend or like anything like that since, she was told that he was cheating on her?
I mean, this was years ago, so I'm assuming now probably. But, like, from that situation, she didn't even, like, I don't think she addressed her boyfriend. She just got mad at my friend.
That'll make no sense, man. That'll make no
I think it's because
sense.
she didn't have proof. Like, she didn't have, like, a picture, like, in our hypothetical. So let's change the hypothetical and say, like, maybe your friend texts you while you're out and says, like, hey, I saw your boyfriend with some girl.
Yeah.
I feel like I immediately would not believe them because, like, if you're, I don't know, relationships, if you trust the other person, you'd be like, that doesn't make sense. Like, he wouldn't do that or she wouldn't do that.
See, that's the issue with friends and boyfriends and stuff like that. Is like, you trust your boyfriend, but you also trust your friend. Like, my friend wouldn't lie on me like that.
That was a situation in high school where, like, the friend got mad at the person trying to say, hey, your boyfriend's cheating.
I guess it just depends a friend.
Yeah, like if it was like a
and-
trusted
yeah.
friend of mine, like if it was one of y'all, if it was like Anthony, Bryson, somebody like that, like I know none of y'all know those names I just threw out or whatever, but whatever. Anyway, if y'all are some of my good friends, like I mean, I would definitely trust your word. I wouldn't say, hey, this guy's
Well, I'd also be
lying.
like, okay, where are you? Like, are you sure it's him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just leave it there to either.
That's true.
Like, I'd make sure I ask more questions to make sure they're sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because obviously they wouldn't do it on purpose, but like, what if it isn't them? Like you said, like, oh, you thought it was them.
Right.
So.
I know.
And part of you probably doesn't want to believe it, so you're like, oh, are you sure?
Exactly. I think that was the situation, which I think is weird. Like I don't know, if you were the friend and like you didn't have any solid proof, but you knew this was
Mhm.
happening, like would you tell your friend?
I would, yeah. Personally.
All right. Well, let's take that to the next step, though. So, let's say, all this has happened. You have physical proof of your boyfriend, girlfriend, other, whatever, cheating on you, right? What would you do? Would you actually break up with them? Would you try to work it out?
Break up.
It's just over.
This is a hard hypothetical, though. I mean, obviously, we'll all say break up, I'd assume.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people don't. There has to be a reason why.
I think it's because the other person, if they're a cheater, I think they're kind of manipulative to begin with.
Very true.
Ooh.
So I think they can like
No, that's
manipulate
true.
you into like making themselves the victim of the situation and be like, oh, this person like did this and
Yeah.
this and blah blah blah.
See, it makes me so angry when, say it's a girl, her boyfriend cheats, the girl gets mad at the other girl.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Yeah,
First of all,
that's very much illogical.
Well, maybe it's a jealousy thing. Girls a lot of time like, oh, maybe I don't look as good as her, stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, your boyfriend is someone you trust, and like he just goes and does that. The other girl, maybe she didn't know you were even in the picture.
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
Yo, speaking of mad, what makes me mad is this guy I know, right? So this has almost nothing to do with it. It's related. You'll see.
Mhm.
Anyway, he said that if he was to have a girlfriend, right, and then she was to cheat on him with somebody, right?
Mhm.
So the dude that she cheated on him with would also be a cheater, even if he's not in a relationship.
No, that's not true.
I was like, it's literally not true. If he's not in a relationship, he's not cheating.
Yeah, no.
'Cause, yeah,
But he said he would be part of the cheater.
He's helping somebody cheat, but he himself is not
Yeah,
the
he's
cheater.
not the cheater, man. I'm like, why can't he get that through his head? Anyway,
no, I agree.
that's a pet peeve, all right? That guy saying that.
But again, that's a lot of what people think is like, oh, both of them are the same kind of fault, and it's not true.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, like, sure, if you are the side dude or the side chick or whatever, like, and you know that the person's in a relationship, I mean, you should be respectful of it and like, be respectful and not do anything with them. But like, I mean, if that's really what they want to do, and you're just like, all right, I mean, I still want to do this, then I mean, whatever. It's really on them. It's not on you. So
And also, like I said, you don't know. Maybe the other person knows nothing, or maybe it's like a kind of a manipulative thing with them. Like, oh, I'll choose you in the future. I'm about to break up with her, because that happens a lot.
yeah, definitely.
So the
yeah.
other person, like maybe they're just blindsided or something like
Yeah.
that. So it's a hard road.
What I don't get is people, like, say this dude's in a relationship and you're the side chick. Like, if you guys cheat, like, together, whatever you're doing, but, like, he breaks up with his girlfriend for you, the side chick, like, I don't get why that girl, the
Why
side
you'd
chick...
be like okay with that?
yeah, like,
yeah.
if you know he's a cheater, so what makes you think he's not going to cheat on you?
Yeah, like that's very much true.
I just think that's the cycle, though. Like, if you're fine with, who you're with is cheating on their girlfriend, like you're probably fine with that too. Because at that point, you don't even care about morals and
It's
stuff.
like I can somewhat see, like, for example, the girl being like, well, he's cheating on me because he knows that I'm better than his girlfriend, and he's going to break up with his girlfriend so he can be with me. But I mean, like, in the end, like, it's just not a trustworthy type thing. Like, you're getting in the relationship and you really shouldn't trust the dude because you know that he's a cheater, since you firsthand were one of the people he was cheating with. So I mean, you shouldn't really trust the dude, and that's just gonna lead to trustless relationships. And if you do trust him, then you're kind of a fool. But hey, that's what.
But
it is.
again, it's kind of like, what if he's manipulative? And
Yeah.
like, it's hard to say, like, oh, you should just leave, like, because for a lot of people, that's not even an option that they can think of.
Yeah, there's always strings attached and everything.
Yep.
In general, don't trust men.
Hey.
One of my pet peeves that we did not address was men in general.
Oh my god, you sound.
I mean, it's pretentious, but ugh.
You don't like
Everything.
me, Kelsey? What's up, man?
No, go away.
God dang.
Damn. All right. So this kind of reminds me, we can backtrack a tiny bit of a story. So I was in, it was interpersonal communications. That was the name of the class. So the teacher told a bunch of different stories all the time. And, okay, this is one of the stories she told. So she was in college, and she was, like, going to the food court. And she sees her boyfriend, I guess, in the middle. And he's, like, kissing this other girl, right? So apparently she was, like, obviously she was, like, A-lining, is that the word? Going straight towards him.
Beelining.
Beelining.
A-lining.
She was close. One of them letters.
So she was going right at it, like going right towards him.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I can't remember the story very clearly, but I guess at the last second she decided, she was like, okay, wait, I'm really angry right now. Which, first of all, this sounds fake because, like, no one could just do that.
Yeah.
But she was like, okay, I'm really angry right now. Let me just calm down before I talk to him because I can't believe what I just saw. So I guess she was in shock too. So she kind of just veered off and, like, kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still kissing this girl.
She curved.
Yeah. So then later that night, her and her boyfriend are hanging out, and she was like, okay, hey, I don't want to assume anything, but I saw you kissing this other girl, and obviously I'm concerned, and I don't know what's going on. Just tell me what's up. And then the guy was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry you saw that. This was...
I'm so sorry you saw that.
Close your eyes next time.
She's an exchange student, and the way she greets people is by kissing them.
Goodbye.
I promise. She kisses them all on the lips.
Was it like, I mean, I guess you wouldn't really know, but, like, did she say that, like, it was, like, real, like, they're going
Like a
at it type
makeout?
kiss, or, like, they're just,
I mean, it was a
kiss?
long one, so, because she was walking by,
True.
Somebody tell me what country it is where they
Right.
kiss you on the lips.
wish
'cause
I
I'm trying
don't
to
even
find
think she
out.
knew.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm trying to find out.
But anyway, so he's like, I promise you. Look, I can show you tonight. We'll go to the party. She's invited. All this backstory, whatever. So they're at a party that night.
Wait. Sorry. So he invites her to a party.
His girlfriend, and being like, okay, look, I can prove to you this is how she greets people. The other girl.
Man, guarantee he's texting the girl right now. He's
All
like,
right, here we go.
Kiss
Make
everybody.
make an accent. Make an accent and just kiss me.
Make an accent.
Make an accent and just when you see me, just kiss me, and we're gonna pretend that that's how you greet people.
All right, let the story continue.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I guess he's like, okay, well, like, stand. Okay, no, we're going to show up and I'll show you or whatever. And I guess it was like her party. So I wish we should use, in class, we use Muffy and Cliffy for people you don't want to name.
Then do it.
So Cliffy is the guy. Muffy's his girlfriend. Muffalita's the other girl. Okay.
Muffalita?
Muffalita.
Muffalita.
That's what we did in class.
Oh snap!
Okay.
So Muffy and Muffalita.
So Muffalita's standing at the door waiting to greet them. Cliffy goes first, and as soon as he gets to the door, Muffalita kisses him. And Muffy's shocked. She's watching. She's like, oh my God, what's happening? How is she doing this right in front of me?
Cheating on me right now.
So then he walks through the door, and then Muffy comes up to Muffalita, and Muffalita kisses her on the lips too. And yeah, so she's shocked. Muffy's shocked. She's like, oh my God, what's happening? Blah, blah, blah. And then they go in the party, and then Cliffy's like, see, I told you.
Muffy cheated on Cliffy.
Okay, so the whole moral of this story was like, see, I didn't assume the worst, and this girl actually did greet people by kissing them on the lips. And if I would have called out my boyfriend right there, maybe he would have broken up with me, blah, blah, blah. But I waited, and I was shown by him that this girl, she was telling the truth, and this girl greeted people like that. The end.
This still sounds so sketchy.
Right? I was like, I don't care who you are. That's BS that you're going to like.
I mean, she
Stupid.
said that the girl kissed her too.
But
But I wouldn't wait that long to find that out. Like, I would have been like, I saw you kissing someone else. Like,
what if, like, again,
Hey,
like, what if he called her up and was like, hey, you need to make out with me and my girlfriend when we walk through the
apparently
door?
she did that to everyone at the party. So, like,
Hey.
it literally was how she
There was
greeted
like several
people.
people there.
It
And
was-
all
I
I'm
mean-
saying is, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, let's introduce me to her.
Goodbye.
I'm taking your phone until you do that.
But
you
see,
know?
I wouldn't even get to the point of like, please tell me what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
Like, I've been like, nope, I'm out of here.
What? I'm so confused, though. Like, what was the connection between not Muffy, Cliffy, was it?
Uh-huh.
And Muffalita. Like, why were they even
I
She was
guess-
just a new
Just
student,
some
and
kid that he
they
met somewhere.
no, they just met like in class. So they
Was
were,
he also a student at the time?
Yes.
Yes,
So it wasn't
she
like
met
a
him
girl
in
like
class.
kissing her professor.
Oh, no. No,
Like,
no,
she
no.
met him in class, and then she kissed him up in the class.
Oh, what?
She met the professor. I mean, that's how she greets people, right? So she met him. She kissed him in class.
That's not even a thing, is it?
That's what I was like. I don't think anywhere actually does
Like,
that.
that's
I
what
don't
I
know
want
what
to
you're
know.
talking
Like,
about.
really, like what?
See, that's why I
what
think it's made
culture
up, but
is it that you
I know
actually
people
kiss people on
people
the
do like
lips?
the cheek kisses,
Yeah.
but that's it.
that's like in France and, other
Yeah.
European
Yeah, it's like,
European
they do the
countries, but
cheek thing, and it's like they're not even actually kissing. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
cheek-to-cheek
It's just
thing,
a-
you know?
It's like
nice greeting.
Yeah, you just, you make the sound with your mouth, but you're not actually doing
Yeah.
anything,
But yeah, that was just a weird story that I heard in class, and I was like, I get your point of like not rushing to conclusions, but in that situation, I feel like most people would, rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
kissing is a pretty intimate action.
Yes.
So, I mean,
And if you have, I don't know, I just think that was like,
that dude,
I
he
don't know how many
really-
people would
That
stop.
dude, he really pulled a fast one on her. Trust me on that. He
Kiss
pulled a fast
everyone
one on your
there.
professor.
That's amazing though.
Like, really, he texted that girl. He was like, "All right, listen, I'm gonna show up to this party, all right? And like, this is how we gonna get her, right? Like, I'm gonna be cheating right in front of her face. She ain't even gonna know.
that's
you
sad,
feel me?
though.
Like, so I'm just gonna kiss her, right? And then you gotta kiss my girlfriend too. She'd be like, "Oh, okay. I mean, whatever, you know." And then so she kisses him, kisses the girl, and the girl's like, "Oh, snap. Okay, this is legit."
It was funny. The whole class was like, no, like we would not let that happen. Like it was really
Right?
funny. She's like, no, you can't go to conclusions.
I mean, if it was like, if I had a girlfriend and she said something like that, I mean, I'd be mad. But I mean, if she was like really actually willing to like let me come see the dude and show me, I'd be like, all right, then I mean, I'm down to see you try, you know. And like, if it actually happens, then I'd be like, I guess I'm a believer.
I don't know.
If she is a foreign exchange student though, like you should teach her, be like, that is not the appropriate way in this country. Like you should
Yeah,
stop
I
but
before
figure
you
out
get
how-
this is
hit.
America. This is America.
Yeah,
We don't do that.
Kelsey's
here.
trying to kick her out.
Nope.
This is we live here in the United States, and we don't do that around here.
No, I mean, but some stuff is a little
Around
weird.
these parts, we don't kiss each other on the lips like that.
If somebody tried to do that to me though, I'd be like, please back away.
Who are you?
Hey, I'd be
Literally.
like, "What's up, girl? How you doing?"
Stop.
We know, Marcus.
I'd be like, "Hey, I'll greet you every day."
Goodbye.
I want to mention another pet peeve, Kelsey.
What?
Marcus.
Which one?
What's up, lady?
Oh god.
What's
To
up,
every
girl?
girl
What's
ever.
up?
That's,
Hey,
that's just his personality.
just gotta say what's up, man. I'm just greeting people. This is America.
You don't say, what's up, man?
Yes, I do. I say, "What's good, boy?" I say, "What's up?"
But
man?"
that's like a friendly intonation.
Well, I mean, I'm friends with dudes. I'm friends with girls too.
But you,
Just saying.
we ain't gonna address
Hey,
this.
hey, and guys are the only people that I usually call like sexy. I'll be like, "Hey, what's up, sexy?"
You call
And that's
girls
what-
sexy all the time.
Hey, you give me one example. Give me one
Soccer,
example.
every time any girl exists.
Hey, I'll say that was sexy. Like, what they did. Like, what they did was sexy.
See, I think you need to tone that down, though, because I think it comes off as creepy.
It
I mean,
does.
like, literally, this is how I feel. Like, it's like, yo, she does like a good move.
No,
like,
you
yo,
don't
that's
gotta say
freaking
it.
hot.
I get where you're coming from. It's not like, for you, it doesn't mean the same thing, but for everyone else, it does.
Yeah.
So it's like a little
Yeah.
strange. This is back to the kissing thing. Like, can't do that here. Sorry.
Don't do that here. I thought this was America. I'm just giving people compliments.
it's like you catcalling, but like you don't know you're catcalling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Just say good kick.
That's
You don't
just
even
like,
gotta say
good,
girl.
hey, good kick there, partner. Good job.
say one of your other stupid phrases.
That was a good kick.
That's what normal people
Yeah.
say.
No one's like, man, girl, that was so hot. Yeah. Like
That's
that's
just
gross.
how I do it, man. That's how we do it, man. That's how I was raised.
What?
That's what my dad says. He's like, "Hey, yo, that was fresh, man. That was
I would-
hot." You know?
Your dad.
Yeah. Hey, y'all tripping, man. It's
Duh.
cool. It's cool. I
All
see
right.
how it is. I see y'all don't respect me and my family.
No, I've seen the way people look when you say stuff like that. They're uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes. Don't
Like,
make people uncomfortable.
I'm very much uncomfortable being like, "Oh, that was pretty good."
You
That
say
was
it
so-"
all the time. You're like, hey, yeah, man. And it's like, okay, say that.
Yeah, like that's like what? I just like some girl does something good. I'm like,
All right, we're ranting for
"Hey."
no reason.
Yeah, we are. Anyway.
Last segment.
Yeah, last segment is listener's choice.
Ba-da-boo.
And this week's listener is actually an old listener, Anna F. Thanks again for tuning in, asking questions.
You the
What up?
best.
You once asked about public restrooms.
What do you
and
think,
it was a good time.
She won't listen to this anyways. It's fine.
So this time, she's asking about public restrooms again. Just kidding. She is asking how to deal with bad coworkers. So guys, you guys
Bad coworkers. All right.
annoying stories? Anyone?
Yeah.
Hashtag
Let's,
Kirsten Clark.
Wait, did I tell the story about? Oh, I think I did.
Which one?
My boss leaving.
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure I did, right?
I don't
Where
know.
she quit on the spot.
Maybe. I know you
I
talked about
got no
Chipotle.
clue.
Do you remember that, Marcus? Starbucks boss leaving.
Your boss just left.
She quit. Yeah. Did I tell you that? I
You
don't
probably
wanna,
did. I mean, my memory's not that
I don't think
great.
he said it on the podcast.
that's why I don't want to repeat it. But I'll make it quick in case I said it. So sorry, listeners. But well, okay. So she wasn't a great boss to begin with. Honestly, like did not like her too much. And then one of my last days of work, I come in at 8:30. It's supposed to open at 8, and the gate's still down in front of Starbucks. Like, okay. My 2 coworkers are inside, and they're like, "Hey, our boss hasn't shown up yet." And I was like, "Okay." So I like crawl under the gate because it's locked. It's still locked. So
Did the limbo.
actually, no, we had to like lift it up. It was heavy. And then finally, the guy came with a key, and he goes, I'm gonna say Muffy, and he just says like blank face. He's like, "Muffy quit," and we're like, excuse me? Like, this is our boss, like, manager boss, top of the top. And so we're all very confused. And I kind of thought he was joking. And I was like, wait, for real? Like, are you serious? Haha. And then he showed us his phone. And it was a text from Muffy saying, like,
I
hey.
quit.
No, like, hey, I can't come in anymore. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't do this anymore. And, like, as I'm reading it, Muffy walks up behind him. And I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, I'm so confused.
She confronts him.
I was literally so confused. I was like, did she change her mind? All she does, though, is, like, kind of pull him aside, and she just hands him the keys and just like, thank you, or something. And she walks away.
She says, good luck.
Awkward.
So she texts him in the morning at, like, 7 before she's supposed to come in, says, I'm quitting, walks in, gives him the keys, and leaves. At this point, there's customers, like, waiting, right? Like, they're lining up, kind of. And so he's mad, so he's kind of not professional. He's just telling, he was like, well, the boss quit here, so hold on a minute to all the customers, basically. But yeah, she left the store with no boss for about 2 weeks, did not give any notice or anything, and she just quit. And she was really bad. Obviously, that's being a bad coworker, employee.
How did you deal with her?
Luckily, that was, like I said, one of my last days, so I didn't really have to deal with much after that. But yeah, that day was very stressful because we obviously didn't have like someone leading us. We have supervisors, but other than that, it was not someone managing the store. So it was a very hectic day, and I was very happy to get off work after that and, finish up Starbucks and leave.
Go on to bigger and better.
True.
Hopefully. Yeah, I think she literally just, like, sells stuff on Etsy or something, so.
Did she ever justify it?
No, she literally, like, never said anything
She couldn't
about
handle
it.
the stress.
What's funny, she's still friends with, like, a majority of the coworkers on Facebook, so.
That's weird.
And, like I said, I think she's just, I don't know.
She had too much stress, man. She had to release it. And
But you gotta give
best
notice.
way was
See,
with
not
the
as
job.
a manager, you know.
She said, I can't manage this stress.
True.
Hey. Well, I mean, there was a bad coworker back at my place when I was a freshman over at the library. But I didn't really know her at all. And I never had to deal with her. So pretty much what happened was, I mean, and half the reason I didn't know her was because she would never show up to work. So, I mean, I would get emails all the time from my supervisor saying, oh, well, Muffy is going to be late. Muffy's not going to make it. Muffy called out. Muffy that. And it's just constantly her not coming to work. And then eventually they just said, wipe Muffy out of the system, delete all of her information, deactivate her car, and all that kind of stuff. Just like, wipe her out. Pretty much, you're fired. So, I mean, she was just a bad coworker, and I didn't really have to deal with it, though. So I can't really give advice about it. Just come to work on time, and you'll be a better coworker, right?
I guess both of our stories are like, we didn't really have to deal with them. But I do have one other quick story about like an actual someone I had to deal with. Actual someone. But there's a guy at Starbucks too, and he was very bossy, and like his goal was to become a supervisor, but no one really thought he would be good in that position. And my aunt works at the school, and one time she actually came in, she usually gets coffee in the morning, so I said, hey, he was cash register. First of all, he thinks he was like the best guy in the world to do it. So annoying. But he took her, no, he was making drinks. So he took her order, blah, blah, blah. And then he's trying to talk while he makes a drink, and he's taking a good like 15 minutes to make it, which obviously is not good. And she goes, hey, like, I have to go. If you could, kind of hurry up. And he's like, very rudely, like, I'm making it as quickly as I can. And he proceeds to just talk to his coworkers like nothing happened and make it as slow as he was going. And she was mad, obviously, and like never liked him after that. But, well, and he also had a problem with like, he always wanted to hug everyone there, in the middle of us working. And it was like, what the?
Yeah,
What?
bad time to hug people.
Well,
It's like harassment.
no one wants to either. Like, get off of me. Like, no one likes you here. Like, he was just, and he would also just belt out and song at all the times of the day. And he thought he was so good at singing. And
I mean, did he sound like R. Kelly?
no, he wasn't bad, but he would like expect you to say
love
something
it.
about it every time. But the sad thing is, this girl actually did report him to HR for like harassment because
snap!
he literally touched people like on the like just like weird like get off of me kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And they did nothing because he was a great worker for them apparently.
He's a great employee. What are you saying?
no joke.
man?
That's what they said.
I remember I came into Starbucks, and I'm pretty sure I know the exact kid you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he was like, or he took my order and also made my drink one day, I think.
Mhm.
But like he kept trying to like conversate with me, and there was like a line behind me, but he was like, "Oh yeah, you watch this one TV show, blah blah blah," and I'm like, I don't care what you're saying. Like I just want my drink and I want to leave, and I want people behind me to stop being annoyed. But he would just like talk to you like you were like his best friend because I guess he thought it was like being a sociable employee, and I'm like, boy, no. Like,
He did that with everyone, and it was so obnoxious because like it was just weird and awkward like
And
for
it's
the
fake.
customers. Yeah, it's very fake because what would happen is he'd be like, "Hello, how are you?" Blah blah blah. Next customer, "Hi, how?" You know,
Yeah.
it's like they heard it when they're in that line.
Exactly.
So yeah, he was just very unpleasant to be around, and I like all summer I had to work with him every morning. It was really like it sucked. But one of the things for me that like helped me along was knowing other people didn't like him.
True.
So I feel like if you have a bad employee or a bad coworker, there's got to be someone else that doesn't like them either.
Just unite with the people who hate him as well.
Which sounds terrible, but like you kind of need that to survive sometimes, you know, to get through work. So that was really nice. Like in the back, would be like, "Wow, we hate him," because he was just he's too much. But also, I just feel like try not to entertain your bad coworker. It obviously depends what level of bad they are. Of like maybe not showing up, that's fine. But if they try to,
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's okay.
yeah, for sure. But if they try to interact with you and like it's just stupid stuff, like try to avoid them.
Mhm.
And I feel like just some people, like Marcus said, like to be annoying on purpose. And if you don't play into what they want, then maybe they'll tone it down. Hopefully,
Or they tone it up because they like
True.
want to bug you even more.
but in most cases, HR would help you out, but just not for me. So if it does get extreme, definitely go to HR because they are there to help.
Yeah. I can think of 2 bad coworkers, both from the same place I work now, but they no longer work there.
Mhm.
For real?
Yeah.
Does that mean that there's an opening?
No.
She was so bad. Hell no.
no, this was when I first started.
Dang.
The first one was a girl, I'll call her Muffy. And she was just like a dictator. Like she had the worst attitude and like she looked very unclean. And people still talk about it today. Like one of our coworkers, he talks about it all the time. But she would not shave like anywhere, which like if that's your thing, okay. But like if you're coming into work and wearing like sleeveless shirts and stuff, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
you
for
should
sure.
cover up. And like I don't have a problem with tattoos, but my boss is like very against that kind of stuff. And like she would just like flaunt it and get all these piercings and stuff. And it's like, girl, you know you're like annoying the higher ups. Like take care of yourself. But no, she was just like very angry and she had an attitude constantly. And if like you even said anything to her, she would be like, "What are you saying? Like, are you trying to like undermine me? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, girl, I'm gonna just do my thing and be quiet."
I think people like that just get too comfortable in their job.
Yeah, she was there for a long time, so she got very comfortable. But the thing is, she wanted a promotion, and like she wanted to be the like top studio tech. Like we work in a studio. But she went through like a series of interviews, and everybody who was like higher up in our offices like hated her. They were like, she is not getting the job. And she would like coming to work like ranting about these people. She would be like, I hate this person who didn't hire me. I hate this person, this person, this person. I'm great. I'm gonna like be a star one day. And now I don't even think she's doing like video stuff. Like she left and like she did not get a promotion, and now she's like working as a nurse, even though she has no bedside manner.
Now that's how to get hired. That's how you get hired right there. You just disrespect the people who's going to hire you.
It was terrible. But then the second coworker I can think of, he was only there for like a week, but he got hired. He said he would be there for a long time. And again, he left after a week. He moved to Qatar to like build ski lifts in the desert.
That's amazing.
But he was like this very quiet, like creepy Southern man, and he had no idea what any of the technology was. And he was just like, "Hey guys, I think we can turn the camera on like this." And he just spoke like that, and he would just stare at you and like not say anything, and it was like, okay. He was very creepy. He lasted a week.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't experience
Hey,
that.
he
Yes.
was a he was a nice guy. He just couldn't get his feelings across correctly, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what his issue was. He was just very quiet, very creepy.
See, it's worse when you work somewhere that has fewer coworkers,
Yes.
because then like someone's annoyances like really stand out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sucky.
Yeah, like we work in a very small space, like where you'd see everybody
And
every,
you hear them
second of the day.
constantly.
Yeah. Except you wouldn't hear this guy because he'd be like, "Hello, howdy."
Stop.
It was bad. So in that situation, both of those
Have
situations,
them fired.
True. Like you can always report people if they bug you, but if you can't do that, I think at some point you got to put up with it and hope they leave soon.
Yeah, that's when you gotta be like, hey, it's kind of distracting when you do that. Just don't do that ever again.
Don't be yourself.
And see, I think another issue with coworkers is they want to cross this friendship line. Like, with social media today, everyone wants to add you on Facebook for no reason. Like, a lot of coworkers I would rather not even see on social media ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of sucks because like these people you may or may not like just add you everywhere, and like what are you supposed to do? Because they'll bring it up at work. So
It's called decline.
true, but they'll be like, why didn't you add me? So I don't know. I think that culture is kind of prevalent these
Like,
days.
oh, I didn't add you yet? Oh, let me add you. And they just never do.
So I think maybe with that, like, you can be like, oh, my mom only lets me add people. Like,
My
You're
mom
like
only
20
lets
years
me
old.
I know.
maybe it'll work. So
True.
I didn't try it yet. But.
Yo, you guys, yeah, she only lets me add people that she knows. She doesn't know you, so sorry.
No.
Something like that.
I do want to mention our friend story. We have a friend. His name's Ethan. We probably brought him up before, but he worked at Pet Supermarket, and there was this lady there that he did not like for some reason. Like I guess she like patronized him a lot and would like mess up his hair, and he hated it. And he's the kind of guy who like, I guess he just doesn't have empathy. Like he wants people who mess with him to like be hurt.
That's
And
terrible.
It was terrible. But I guess he found out somehow through like one of the workers there that I don't know if she smoked pot or like it was something more serious like cocaine or something, but he like figured it out, and then he emailed the company like in a private like email, like anonymously, and he was like, hey, I know this woman is like doing drugs. I overheard her like saying it in the place, whatever. And I guess the company did like drug tests like that exact week because of that email, and she got fired and lost her job. And
This
that's
guy's
terrible.
a savage.
That's crazy.
It
though.
was
Yo,
bad.
Ethan, what's up, dude?
So I mean, if you want to get your coworkers fired, if you hate them that much, go for it. But don't do that. That's terrible.
Yo, I'm not gonna get on your bad side, Ethan. Oh my gosh.
It was rough.
I
This
can't even
guy's
imagine doing that
savage.
and falling through with it. Like I'd be like, oh, haha, wouldn't it be funny? But I feel like I would be
Yeah,
so
right.
scared
You know,
to do
like
that.
that would be all hypothetically speaking. Got him.
Hey.
But for real, like that'll all be like hypothetical for me. Like that'll just be like my imagination, you know.
If I like had a real reason to like hate them, like I spited them, I would.
Just
do
because,
that.
like, what
But,
they
like,
they scruffled up your hair? Bro?
yeah,
Come
right. Like he had
on,
no
man.
legitimate reason.
Hey, I mean, I know your hair is probably looking fresh to death, but you can't be doing it like that. You get these people fired for that.
I feel like people like if they see the same person every day, it just really adds up, and they just like go crazy
That's
thinking about it. But like,
You're ruining somebody's
know
life.
your boundaries.
Just be like, hey, like, can you stop touching me? And she'd be like, okay.
Maybe.
yeah, there's a lot of
Get
other ways
fired.
you should do it as like a journey. I feel you don't want to be in the moment. I'm gonna get them fired. Like
She'll never touch my hair again.
Literally, like how can you be that?
like start with
vengeful?
asking them, hey, can you please stop? If they don't, like maybe ask again. But then obviously you can talk to people above them. If they're in the top, you can go to HR. You know, maybe there will be a point where you have to reach that point, possibly. But I feel like starting out with that is really strong.
I mean, Ethan, you savage.
And you might get a reputation even if you don't know it or something. Like, I don't know, maybe somehow you'll get a reputation of like calling people out like that. So obviously it was anonymous and stuff, but
Yeah, like I wonder how
I don't know.
I don't think they ever found out it was him because like the person who said that like she was doing drugs too wasn't him, right? So like he just kind of overheard it or heard it through the grapevine.
That's true, but it's still like even if you have that knowledge, like you're ruining their life just because you're annoyed with them.
Oh yeah,
And
it's still messed up.
and it was
I'm
just a
like-
summer job too. Like he wasn't gonna stay there forever. Like he dealt with her for like 2 months, and he got
and
her
he got her
fired.
fired. She like works there like she used to work there like permanently.
Yeah,
that's kind of impressive though.
Yo,
that's impressive, but terrible.
Ethan, you savage. That's all I can say.
Well, on that note,
Yep.
thank you for that, Ethan. But I think
That's
we're
how to deal with a bad coworker right there.
Please
You
don't
get
do
them
that.
Fired.
I think we're gonna wrap it up today, guys.
All right. been a good one.
Yeah, it has been a great episode. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, go to, what is the email?
It is soundadvicepodcast@gmail.com.
Bruh.
We have had no emails
Please
lately.
email us.
Please do. We are desperate. And we love you guys. So if you're listening this far.
If not, then whatever.
All one of you out there.
All right, well, I'm Kirsten.
I'm Kelsey.
You know who it is. It's your boy Marcus.
And we're out.
Peace.